Rev up your engines! Here's a 99 GMC Sierra. The guy loves the truck, but it had a transmission problem. As I have always said, and this kind of proves my point, these old ones in 99 were solid built. Yeah, the trannies wear out eventually. But he went in and the dealer tried to sell him another truck and he said, 60 grand for these trucks? And one of the mechanics there even admitted, 5, 6 years, these things will fall apart. Hey, this is a 99 and it still runs good. He did have to get the transmission rebuilt when it had 110,000 miles. And here's the insane story. So he takes it to the dealer and they look at it and they charge him money to tell him what's wrong, but says, well, we can't fix it because we can't get these anymore. They told him they knew a guy who could rebuild them, but it never panned out. Every time he called them, nothing had happened. So he goes down to a private independent rebuilder who rebuilds the thing. Ever since then, it's been working fine. It cost him $2,200. The guy did a good job and away he went. The dealer wouldn't do it. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is what's often happening at the dealers these days is they no longer have really excellent mechanics who know how to rebuild a lot of stuff. They're often mainly parts changers. I say this all the time. If they would have had a remanufactured transmission, they would have gladly installed it. It would have cost them a lot more than $2,200 too. But they don't make them for them anymore. They really weren't that interested in it because they were going to try to find a guy to rebuild it. They didn't have guys at the shop that can rebuild it, like I say. They don't have mechanics like in my grandfather's day where the guys could do just about everything at a dealer. My grandfather originally worked at a dealership and they could do everything, transmissions, engines, you name it. But today, no. They're mainly parts changers. Give you another example, my son, so he had a Sienna van, the seat broke, right? He took it and they wanted $800. We have to replace the seat, they said. There was a broken spring in it. I looked. Oh, well, we don't get parts. We just replace the whole seat. We don't fix them. Well, seat is bad enough. A transmission's a lot more complex than a seat is, right? And hey, when he saw the prices of the new ones and the guys were saying, well, 5, 6 years, that's about all they'll last. He loves it as a 99. These things were solid built. I mean, look, this thing lives in Jersey. Yeah, it's still in good shape. It's still got the original differential. And you know why? You can see it's been serviced. Because this is a 99, an older one. This differential was not made in Mexico like most of the modern ones are, where there's no quality control. This one was made in Michigan, where they knew how to make rear-wheel drive pickup trucks. And the leather seats are a little worse for wear, but hey, it's a 99. Look under the hood. So we'll go under here. This insulation's falling down, but that doesn't mean anything. V8 engine. These things are notorious for running forever with a little maintenance. It still doesn't burn any oil. Over 100,000 miles. And you might wonder, how come the new ones do and the old ones don't? Guess what? They made the old ones better. The new ones have low tensile strength piston rings, so they don't push out as hard. So they're supposed to pollute less and get better gas mileage, which to me is kind of a laugh because the modern V8s are gas hogs too. It's not like they get great gas mileage, right? They didn't use that in these days. These engines can basically run forever if you take care for them. Yeah, he had to put a transmission in. That's the weak point of these. They will wear out. But if you figure he spent $2,200 and a new truck would have been 60 grand up, so what if he has to do that 2 or 3 times in the next 8 or 10 years or 20 years? To me, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The AC still works. GMI's had pretty good AC systems in them. Got a new alternator. Well, check it out. Easy to replace. This isn't like a Jaguar. You're going to take half the car apart. Get inside, start it up. Sounds good. Smooth running engine. These are great engines. All big pickup trucks get relatively low gas mileage. That's just the way it is. You got to expect that. Don't do like GM did and put a 4-cylinder engine in one of these things because they burn oil, they blow up, they can't take it. Yeah, they can put out horsepower at higher RPM, but this thing puts out torque at lower RPMs, which is what most people want in a pickup truck. Hey, the owner just told me he averages 17 miles a gallon on the highway, so who's to complain about that? Behold, you can hear the nice exhaust. This is still the original exhaust system. It hasn't rotted off, even though it lives in New Jersey. Now, don't expect anything weird, but I'm gonna get my scan tool up and hook it up. So I'll plug it in, turn it on, and while we're waiting, you notice he's got a fancier Sony radio. That gave up, but hey, now he's got some real connectivity. Let's just say the original Radio 99 wasn't too connective. But he did it because it broke, but now he's got a better system anyway. We'll do a diagnosis, auto scan, and while it's scanning, you can see Check it out. Baby's got 238,373 miles on it. And it's running this smooth. It's on the second transmission, but hey, gotta say, the guy did a good job rebuilding the transmission, because that was like 120-something thousand miles ago, so the guy knew what he was doing. And there's a few trouble codes, stuff that often will happen. Let's see what the codes are. Here we go. Stoplight switch circuit. Well, the brake light works. Left front wheel speed signal missing. Right front wheel speed signal missing. Well, hey, he hasn't had any problems on it. So, just our kicks. We'll turn it off. We'll turn it on. We'll erase the code. It says there's a problem with body control module. That I'd expect because he changed the radio, and that usually confuses the computer. Let's see what kind of crazy code. It's probably a radio code. Class 2 data link high. Well, when you put an aftermarket radio in, it does squirrely things to the computer, what it thinks. We don't care about that either, so we'll erase that. This thing is the instrument panel cluster. It's got a code. We'll see what that is. Lost communication with body multiple control system. That's probably because of the radio, too. We'll erase that. Look at live data. Start it up. And there's all kinds of engine data. We'll look at fuel trim first. Short-term fuel trim is -3. It's subtracting a little bit of fuel. Now that's typical. I can feel just a slight little rumble. It's got 238,000 miles. Still got the original fuel injectors on them. They're not going to spray perfectly. So it's subtracting 3% fuel on each side because it's tiny bit rich. I mean, I'd say run some fuel injection cleaner, might help a little, but I wouldn't particularly worry about it. That's a little bit for a car that's got all this mileage on it. I really wouldn't worry about it. Hey, if he's getting 17 miles a gallon on a highway, it isn't running all that rich. Airflow sensor's normal. Map sensor's normal. No short to voltage, no short to ground. The solenoid reference is fine. Hey, for 238,000 miles and at 110 it was rebuilt, I gotta say, the independent guy that rebuilt it knew what he was doing. Hey, it's got more mileage than the original one had it on, meaning rebuilt it better than it was built in the first place. The first one only lasted 110, so let's take it for a ride. And he even hooked up a backup camera. It didn't come with a backup camera in '99. Now it's a nice big truck, so we can go over these bumps. The speed bumps aren't going to bother it. Whee! Rides like a pickup truck. Hey, it's a '99. The suspension on these are pretty basic. They're not smooth like the new ones, but then again, paying 60,000 bucks for a smoother ride pickup truck isn't my cup of tea either. And we'll head on down the road here. See how many ponies this V8 still got left in it? Nobody to the left. Bunch of people to the right. Okay, we should have room after this one. And here we go. It's still got power left in this thing. The V8 engine, which is still original, 238,000 miles, does not burn oil. The transmission, yeah, it was rebuilt, but the guy did a good job rebuilding it, I'll say that much. But see, that's the thing about these old trucks. You got that thing done for 2,200 bucks by a pro. The guy's shop was full of people, knew what he's doing. You get a late model truck, when it breaks, those trannies are not $2,200 rebuilds. I've seen people spend $6,000, $8,000 or more on these fancy 10-speed automatic transmissions. This thing is simpler. And yeah, it wore out, but like I said, the guy did it like 120,000 miles ago, and it's still working fine. Still handles perfectly fine. And really, for a truck with 238,000 miles, it really isn't rattling all that much either. If it was a Ford, it'd be rattling a lot more. It's getting hot, the AC's blowing freezing cold. Hey, they don't build them like they used to in '99. Here's his bill from the dealer. They charged him $181.21 for something he already knew. They wouldn't give him back his truck till he paid for it. And like I said, the least bit interested in fix is too old for them to bother with, right? So he got an independent mechanic to do a great job fixing it. And I'll tell you the truth, he's better off. Because the independent guy obviously knows what he's doing. Like I say, at the dealers, a lot of their mechanics don't know how to do anything these days. But, hey, a '99, all these miles on it, still runs like a clock. Yeah, he had the transmission rebuilt, but the guy knew what he was doing. And even if he had to spend 2,200 bucks getting it rebuilt every 100-something thousand miles, that beats the heck of spending 60 grand on a vehicle that won't last 1/5 of what this thing's gonna last. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.